March 4, 1896, the New York Times newspaper had published an article about the Battle of Adwa under the headline of Italy's terrible defeat, Abyssinians defeat Italians, both wings of Baratio's army enveloped in an energetic attack. Also, a well-known Brazilian newspaper had changed its name to O Menelik after the victory of the Adwa battle. Adwa is not just the name of a place, rather it's a destiny which foretold how this free land, Ethiopia, sets representative figure for all who were oppressed, saying no to invaders. A spectacular event that shortened the lifespan of the colonial conspiracy of partitioning and zapping African resources was recorded in the annals of history, which was March 1st, 1896. African country, Ethiopia, was proud of its military skills that trumped over the quality and quantity of European cannons that could not have been achieved at that period. The victory has resonated far beyond Ethiopia and African borders. After the victory of the Battle of Adwa, many European medias reported that white supremacy was dashed by black people. Historians and scholars have conducted their studies on the victory. Many authors have wrote the victory in different contexts and languages. Among this, we will look at some literary works, published materials, and former leaders' quotes about the victory of Adwa. The Ethiopian independence and the glory of a victory of a black nation over a metropolitan power was evoked in the poetry of Paul Laurence Dunbar, who was one of few published blacks in the immediate post-Adwa period. Dunbar's celebrated poem, Ode to Ethiopia, is informed with a historical memory of black glory and tragedy which Ethiopia symbolized in the immediate post-Adwa period. He wrote,
O mother race, to thee I bring this pledge of faith unwavering, this tribute to thy glory. I know the pangs which thou didst feel when slavery crushed thee with its heel, with thy dear blood all glory. Be proud, my race, in mind and soul. Thy name is read on glory's scroll in characters of fire.
The Adwa victory was also seen as the epitome of African militancy, hardihood, and heroism. Thus, nostalgically, musing over the heroic African past of resilience and manhood, the Jamaican-born US poet Claudie Mackay had composed a militant literary masterpiece called If We Must Die in the immediate post-Adwa victory period.
If we must die, let it not be like hogs hunted and penned in an inglorious spot, while round us bark the mad and hungry dogs, making their mock at our cursed lot. If we must die, oh, let us nobly die, so that our precious blood may not be shed in vain. Then even the monsters we defy shall be constrained to honor us though dead. O kinsmen, we must meet the common foe. Though far outnumbered, let us show brave, and for their 1,000 blows deal one death blow. What though before us lies the open grave? Like men we'll face the murderous, cowardly pack, pressed to the wall, dying, but fighting back.
The fighting spirit echoed in the gallant rhythm of Claude Mackay emulated the Adwa victory, namely that brave people die once whether in a defeat or glory, but all the same fighting for their pride, national wars, and for the inviolability of their integrity. The self-same message is echoed in another poem by Mackay entitled To My White Friends, clearly evoking the heroic exploits of Adwa. In its edition of March 5, 1896, a few days after the victory of Adwa, the Johannesburg newspaper The Star wrote that the utter and crushing defeat represents the most disastrous check which any European power has received at the hands of the natives for years past. It cannot but be deplored by white men in all parts of Africa. It is far from impossible that this great defeat may have been larger consequences than a temporary check to civilization in Africa. The Nigerian Sunday Observer's newspaper, in its July 23, 1972 issue said, Ethiopia is our mother to Africans and all black peoples. It is also a country that is a symbol of our freedom. Therefore, the fact that Addis Ababa is called the Pan-African capital is related to this historical fact, the victory of Adwa. The Times also conveyed a more rational view and wrote, "The defeat of Italians by Menelik would be remembered in history forever. This victory will arouse the spirit of the Africans who until today have been treated with contempt as pagans. Ethiopia's victory is the victory of all Africa." Huggins and Jackson's European scholars, in their book entitled An Introduction to African Civilizations with Main Currents in Ethiopian History, said the victory of the Ethiopian patriots against the Italian colonial powers reconfirmed the independence and sovereignty of the ancient Ethiopians. It is a shining victory that has laid the foundation for the strengthening of the movement of Africans in Pan-Africanism. In the same token, the anti-apartheid icon Nelson Mandela said the Adwa victory provided practical expression to Ethiopianism. Self-worth, dignity, unity, confidence, self-reliance, race pride, spirituality, and freedom from colonialism. The former president of Guinea, Sékou Touré, in his speech at the opening of the Organization of African Unity Leaders Conference, said that Ethiopians are a great nation who fought bravely for the freedom of Africa. The famous Pan-Africanist Marcus Garvey immortalized Ethiopia by incorporating the spirit of Adwa in his national black anthem.
Ethiopia, thou land of our fathers, thou land where the gods love to be. A storm cloud at night suddenly gathers, all armies come rushing to thee.
The Battle of Adwa epitomizes successful resistance against colonialism. It has come to be recognized as one of the most significant African liberation struggles that took place during the time of the European scramble for Africa. It is united and not divided Ethiopians that brought the victory to a full realization. It is the strategic thinking of the leadership that made a big difference. Adwa connected black people with Africa's ancient glory and future hope. We only take a few examples to illustrate the fame of Adwa, but Adwa's victory has been written, praised and sung for by many more. Even today, Adwa's glorious victory is passed down from generation to generation. Inasmuch as the victory in Adwa was achieved through the united action of the Ethiopian people, one of these lessons is the critical importance of national unity behind the progressive vision as a fundamental condition for the realization of our strategic goals. Long live Adwa! Viva Adwa!